Rachel Reeves has thrown down the gauntlet, vowing to break ground on Heathrow's third runway as part of Labour's grand economic plan. "We want spades in the ground," she declared, promising swift action to push forward one of Britain's most controversial infrastructure projects. But while Reeves paints this as a bold move to boost the economy and create jobs, the backlash is already mounting. Critics argue this is yet another overambitious Labour project that could spiral into endless delays, environmental battles, and political infighting. Check out the clip of Rachel Reeves pledging to break ground on Heathrow's third runway.
And that sounds great, except that 1 in 4 businesses have cut jobs since your budget. Sainsbury's, Morrison's, Tesco, Asda, BP have announced thousands of job losses and blaming your policies for it.
Well, businesses have to make their own decisions about the number of staff they need to serve their customers. If you look at the forecasts from the Office of Budget Responsibility, the independent forecaster, they forecast that during the course of this Parliament, employment will rise and unemployment will fall. The announcement yesterday about the third runway at Heathrow could create 100,000 jobs. The investment zone that I announced yesterday in Wrexham and Flintshire with JCB and Airbus could create 6,000 jobs. The investment by Prologis at East Midlands Airport, 2,000 jobs. So there's plenty of reasons to be optimistic about the ability of our economy to grow and create jobs, because this government are serious about getting things built once again in Britain, not just talking about it, but delivering. And for Heathrow, we want spades in the ground in this Parliament. We've asked Heathrow to come forward with plans by the summer. We want to sign off a development consent order in this Parliament so we can get cracking and see those planes take off.
But talk in the papers today is saying that Heathrow won't be ready until 2050. So what happens in the immediate term, in the next few months? Because if the economy continues to underperform and you don't meet your fiscal rules, can you rule out emergency tax measures after March the 26th, which is when the OBR sets out its economic forecast? Can you rule that out?
Well, we made tax changes in the budget. The Office of Budget Responsibility will give their forecast on March the 26th. That's in 2 months' time, and I will set out our plans then. But in the budget in October, we did what was necessary to draw a line under the economic and fiscal mismanagement of the previous government, a £22 billion black hole that I inherited, that we have now addressed. But I'll set out the plans. I'm very happy to come back on your programme to set those out on March the 26th.
There it is, Reeves pushing full steam ahead, with Heathrow expected to submit expansion proposals by the summer. The Chancellor insists that the project will transform Britain's economy, linking it to a broader vision that includes expansions at Gatwick and Luton and a growth corridor between Oxford and Cambridge. She promises that these initiatives will turn the UK into the world's best connected place to do business. But the numbers are raising eyebrows. The third runway at Heathrow could create 100,000 jobs, according to Labour. But here's the catch. It might not be operational until 2050. That's right, a project being championed as a game-changer for the economy won't be fully realised for nearly 3 decades. So, is this truly about growth, or is it just an attempt to make Labour look decisive after years of economic stagnation? The push for Heathrow's expansion has also ignited a firestorm within Labour itself. London Mayor Sadiq Khan has made it clear he is outright opposed to the third runway, warning of severe noise, air pollution, and the damage to our climate commitments. This puts Reeves on a direct collision course with one of Labour's most prominent figures, setting the stage for what could become a major internal conflict. Environmental groups and left-wing Labour MPs are furious, accusing Reeves of abandoning the party's commitment to tackling climate change. For a party that once prided itself on green policies, this move is being seen as a betrayal. The question now is whether Labour can even deliver this expansion. Even under the best circumstances, large-scale infrastructure projects in the UK are notorious for suffering delays, cost overruns, and legal battles. Opponents of the Heathrow expansion have been fighting it for years, and with fresh resistance brewing, it's far from certain that Reeves will be able to cut through the red tape. And that's not the only crisis Reeves is juggling. Just as she pushes forward with Heathrow, she's also facing a storm over Labour's radical pension reform plans. Unite, one of Britain's biggest unions and a key Labour backer, has issued a stark warning. Reeves must not allow businesses to play fast and loose with workers' pensions. The controversy stems from Labour's proposal to allow businesses to invest surplus pension funds. The government argues that this will help unlock billions for investment, but Unite Unite is sounding the alarm, saying it could lead to another disaster on the scale of the Maxwell pension scandal, a financial catastrophe where workers saw their pensions wiped out. Unite General Secretary Sharon Graham isn't mincing her words. She insists that any decision about pension funds should be made with direct input from workers, not just business leaders, and warns that if safeguards aren't put in place, Labour could be responsible for a catastrophic failure in retirement security. With pensions already a politically sensitive issue, this could turn into yet another Labour crisis. If Reeves ignores the warnings, she could find herself at war with the unions, something no Labour Chancellor can afford. But the chaos doesn't stop there. Reeves is now also being blamed for a dramatic collapse in the used car market, with sales plummeting by 23% in the aftermath of her first budget. New data shows that the second-hand car market suffered a sharp decline after Reeves's autumn budget, which introduced a series of motoring policy changes, including a freeze on the 5p fuel duty cut and increased tax incentives for electric vehicles. Industry experts believe these measures have undermined consumer confidence, leading to one of the biggest drops in sales in years. Alistair Campbell from Market Check UK described the downturn as deeply concerning, warning that the ripples from Reeves's budget have shaken consumer confidence and spending power. The research, backed by data from the DVLA and the Society of Motor Manufacturers and Traders, indicates that the used car market is going through a challenging period. If the trend continues, businesses will have to rethink pricing strategies and inventory management, potentially leading to broader consequences for the UK economy. The biggest concern here is the knock-on effect. A slowdown in the used car market can trigger a chain reaction, impacting everything from auto finance companies to car dealerships and even manufacturing. If consumers are reluctant to invest in vehicles, this signals deeper economic uncertainty, something Labour should be desperate to avoid. Reeves, however, is pressing ahead with her electric vehicle push, unveiling a £120 million funding boost for the plug-in van grant and wheelchair-accessible EV production. While she insists these policies will help Britain transition towards cleaner transport, critics argue that they are coming at the worst possible time, further disrupting an already fragile market. With just weeks to go before Reeves delivers her spring statement, the pressure is mounting. Labour is now facing backlash on multiple fronts: internal party divisions over Heathrow, a rebellion from trade unions over pensions, and a growing economic headache following a major slump in the car market. Reeves came into office promising growth and stability, but right now, all she's delivering is uncertainty. So, what do you think? Is Rachel Reeves taking bold steps to transform the economy, or is she recklessly rushing into policies that could backfire? Should Labour abandon the Heathrow expansion to avoid internal conflict, or push ahead despite the backlash? And is her pension reform a necessary change, or a financial disaster waiting to happen? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned. We're following every twist and turn in this Labour scandal, and trust us, it's only just beginning. Rachel Reeves' Heathrow gamble, Labour in turmoil.